Brenda with amandascorner.com. Thanks for joining me today. I'm on my reformer and I'm going to demonstrate the exercise called elephant today. So elephant in a more traditional sense is performed with the feet back up against the shoulder rest. And I like to call that extended elephant. I like to start my clients really close to the front edge. I think it's a lot easier to find the belly work with a narrow version of elephant. So I'm going to demonstrate both. When I first start somebody on this, if they're really new to standing up on the reformer, since it's going to be moving and sliding, I usually start them with a heavy spring, which I think is a pretty heavy setting for elephant, but it makes them feel really safe and secure, and then I lighten it down as they get used to what's moving and how it feels to be on top, standing on top of this, and you're sort of upside down as well. So inverted and standing up and a moving object, if those are all new concepts to a Pilates client, then I keep it really heavy, and then I probably bump it down to a medium. I've got it on a light right now, but you could do this even on half a spring or on no springs if you're really careful. So coming up on top, carefully, you're going to press your hands into the foot bar. You don't want to lift because it's going to lift and you're going to fall. So you can put all of your weight into it that you'd like, but you don't want to lift up on it. So I come to standing, or have my client come to standing, and I come really far forward. So I'm parallel, and if you can see here in the camera shot, I'm really close to the front edge. I've got my hands pressing into the foot bar, and then I'm going to line my shoulders forward. So my goal here is to get my shoulders right over the wrist. So once I do that, I make my elephant shape. I'm going to let the shoulders draw down, let the elbows be soft. I'm going to let the head hang completely, and I'm going to round up through the belly. And I'm pretending like there's maybe a fish hook that's hanging from the ceiling, coming down through my back and through my belly and lifting me up. You are pulling up and in that strongly. From here, with the feet flat, all the movement's going to happen at my hip joint. I do not want my shoulders pressing me in and out with this exercise. So my shoulders stay put right over my wrist. I'm going to inhale and press back, keeping that rounded shape, and then I'm going to squeeze the stomach to pull the carriage in. I want to pretend like this spring connected down below isn't helping me at all. I want my belly and my abdominals to do all of the work. So I inhale and press back, and then I pull up even more through my stomach to draw the carriage in. So an image that I like to use is a stone dangling and hanging from a string from the stomach. So if I'm here, I would have maybe a little rope hanging down holding a heavy stone. And as I press back, I've got my stone, and as I squeeze the carriage forward, I am trying to lift the stone a little bit closer to my belly, so I'm pulling up a little bit more. Then I maintain that lift on the next repetition. So I inhale back, and then I try to pull that stone up a little bit higher, and I really feel this deeply in my stomach. Once somebody is comfortable with that, then I may add lifting the toes. So I'm going to pull the toes up and in towards the tops of the feet and the shins, and then repeat this. So I would inhale back, and exhale, squeeze deep into the stomach. All the while you're trying to keep the face relaxed. I like to do up to 6 repetitions of those. And then to take it into extended elephant, you bring the feet flat against the shoulder rest, heels flat. Keep the carriage pulled in, and I like to drop back and find a little bit of a stretch here. So again, the stomach's going to stay lifted. You can imagine that fish hook from the ceiling pulling up through the belly. You can also still use that vision of the stone hanging if that helps you. Keeping the heels down, inhale back. At some point the heels are going to try to lift, and that might be what limits your range because you want to keep weight through the heels, and then you're going to squeeze and pull the carriage up and under. Inhaling back. Exhale, squeeze. So again, when somebody is comfortable with this version, I have them lift their toes. That's one of the reasons you need to keep the weight grounded through the heels so that you're safe with this. Each time you come in, hopefully you're coming into a nice stretch. Inhaling back. Exhale, pull and squeeze underneath. Good. And we're going to stop there. There's some other variations that progresses into performing this en releve, where the heels are lifted, arabesque, where you have one leg behind you. You can do that either with a flat foot, a demi-point, or on a full releve. There's also variations up on top of the shoulder rest. So this series really does grow. It's a beautiful series, and it's appropriate for many, many levels of people. But that's how I like to introduce it to people. That's how I like to get them started. And I give those variations even to my advanced clients. I think that it's great to come back even to this really narrow forward position. I like to start with that and let them get very centered and become very aware of the muscles that they should be pulling from before we go into fancier variations. That keeps them efficient with their workout, and it keeps them really safe. And that's important. We want things to be safe and effective. So if you have any questions on that variation of elephant, you can feel free to send me an email at amandascorner@charter.net, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.